Take 14 of episode 57 of the Tim's 2 Cents podcast. Welcome back. I still have not upgraded my microphone. I still have not fixed the things I need to do. So you're getting my crisp, clean voice coming to you on the snowball and probably getting all the different breaths in the background. But that's what you come here for. That's what you come here to enjoy the trueness of this podcast. You come here to enjoy the complete honesty that I give you, the way that I breathe too hard sometimes because I smoke too much or because I'm fat, and you get to hear my body struggling to keep going, especially whenever I'm trying to talk and I've just eaten chocolate because that was a good idea to do before a podcast. Either way, I don't know how quickly Daniel's going to be putting this out, but I figured I should record this tonight because I'm definitely not going to do it tomorrow. And I at least have some stuff to talk about because some things did happen. First off, I went to first off, I should just do the ad stuff. So specifically for this show, specifically for Tim's 2 Cents podcast, I have a link. It's just an affiliate link. There's nothing official with them. So if you don't want to, fuck them. They don't show the different, or they don't offer the different mixtures for e-juice anymore, but you can go to tim.town/clouds. And that will take you to Mount Baker Vapor. They do sell e-juice. They sell batteries, mods, tanks, anything you need for helping you not smoke cigarettes or just being able to smoke something that tastes like cotton candy if that's what you want. You can go there. That gives me a little bit of money from that. Our main sponsor for the entire network, and we are now being crowded out by Alec Baldwin, as has been referenced several times from the ads that you've heard, is eToro. And eToro is a social trading platform. So instead of going and trying to get all your information from Twitter in a specific group, regardless of what that is, whether it's trading, whether it's fitness, we all kind of use Twitter, we use forums, we use Reddit to try to get all kinds of stuff together because there's not necessarily a social media platform specifically made for that. What eToro does is it brings everybody together and you're trading on the same place that you can also post what you're trading. You can post comments on graphs. You can post all kinds of things. You can draw on graphs, screenshot it, put it on there directly. You don't have to link to your Twitter or link to your Tumblr or whatever. But they offer all the different kinds of cryptocurrencies, all your favorites, Bitcoin, Dash, Litecoin. My specific favorite, Stellar, which has been doing pretty well for me for my little competition with Daniel. Also, what you can do with eToro, go to them through umeandbtc.com/trade. That lets them know that you heard about them through us, and that means they will continue to throw money at us as they're doing to Alec Baldwin, and we need to outperform that son of a bitch. But what eToro does, and you can do this in a matter of minutes depending on, or even just a minute depending on how long you type, when you sign up, you can then switch over in your portfolio, you can switch it over to virtual, and they give you $100,000 of virtual money to figure out things. You can run through in real time. You can look at graphs. I'm going to buy Bitcoin now, see what happens. And that can give you real experience with seeing how markets work, seeing how you want to move your money around, how you want to do all those things. But also you can do with your virtual currency. And this is where the social part of all this comes in. Besides just reading other people's posts, you can also follow their trades, and they get a payback for that. So, like, if they have a bunch of followers, they'll get something for that. And then also, if you get good enough with trading, you can have people follow you, and then you also make money off of that as well because people are going, oh, well, this guy's smart. But definitely anytime we're talking about this, whether in this show or in the umeandbtc.com show, do not take any of this with as legal advice or as trading advice. I'm stupid. There's a reason I'm only barely beating Daniel, and that's because if there's one person dumber than me, it's Daniel. But again, please go to umeandbtc.com/trade and let eToro know that you heard about them through us. Thanks. We'll see how much of that got picked up. I'll have to cut that big silence part out of the middle. I'm also using this as an excuse to cut most of this short, but let's see what happened. Nothing mostly. I got dragged into, and this is my problem with it. It's not like things don't happen. Although it's also not like I actually have any kind of an exciting point in my life either. Most of it's just well, you can imagine walking dogs. There's not like happy, exciting. It's just, oh fuck, someone got really close to me and this dog freaked out, or they did to me. And they told me they were going to kill me because of my dog, and it's not my dog, and I don't feel like dying because of somebody else's dog. But who knows what's going to happen if that situation ever comes to a head, or what I'll probably just run, but who knows if the dog will keep up. But I'll say that I'll stand my ground and defend the dog to my dying breath, for all that money that you're giving me. No, but there's like an annoyance that I feel with a lot of big interactions I have with people. So not like, oh, I saw someone talk to them and people are annoying to talk to. I've kind of gotten over that a little bit. I just kind of get that most people are just trying to make some kind of small talk whenever they meet you someplace. A lot of times they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to me even less than I do to them, if that's possible. But these events that people have that end up not really being very anticlimactic, at least they're anticlimactic, and they're just strange in general as to what exactly happens. Nothing seems serious. Everything seems like there has to be this little bit of humor in something, or else people are like, oh wow, they took this really, it's a wedding. And now I guess I haven't really said that. I went to a wedding, and this isn't a particular attack against this one. It's just all the ones I've gone to recently. And not that with times when I did go to church, it's not like they didn't throw some humor in there normally, as far as the pastor with the sermon, they'd throw something in there to make people laugh. Because at this point, most of this shit is just, it's a little cynical to be like, this is just for money, but it's to comfort people. It's to make them feel good, and then that also then makes them continue to give more money, and they go, oh, I couldn't live without this church. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe that's good, maybe that's not, but whatever. But weddings specifically seem weird to me, where they start throwing, like, be happy, be joyous, be whatever, but I don't understand there's a lot of humor thrown into the wordings. There's a lot of, like, we're going to read a passage of a book that we consider holy and sacred, and then go, and yep, good luck to you guys, how these marriage things work out, everybody always just argues, but, respect each other, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and it seems strange, it's weirdly flippant to then, like, I don't know, like 15 minutes later, be like, what God has brought together, let no man take apart besides, a judge, or, a dude on Tinder, or, like, it's just, like, why are you invoking a call from heaven when you're not taking this that seriously in the first place? And I get that maybe they are more so. Again, they're trying to lighten the mood. They don't want someone passing out while they're standing there, which that might have something to do with an emotion sometimes, but a lot of that is just people are out of shape and standing for too long. They lock out their knees, and then the blood starts to go all weird, and that's why they're passing out. It's not because people are being overcome with emotion. Actually, I don't see too much emotion at all at these weddings. It's always these, like, if somebody does a speech, they laugh at the joke, and then whenever someone says something sentimental, they go, aww, and everybody has this long, drawn-out, and then you get a mix of those two, and that's what people consider sweet. Whenever you go, aww, but then you giggle a little bit. It all just seems, like, emotionless, especially compared to what we're kind of told is supposed to be happening on that day, where instead of these wild emotions happening, there's this very, we're going to do it like this and then like that, and it's going to be this plan, and we're going to have everything all planned out, and if anything goes wrong, I'm going to go insane, and if anything is at all different than what I planned, it's going to be terrible and it's going to ruin everything. And I don't know. I don't really get why that would be. I feel like probably, cultures that have a, like, multiple day party for weddings probably have a little bit better of an idea of what you're supposed to be doing with a celebration. It shouldn't be, all right, you got to be here, be at church at this point in time. We're going to start serving food at this. We're going to stop serving food at this. Booze is not allowed past this time. And regardless of if you're all fucked up or not, you'll have to leave at this time and give us stuff. Give us presents. Leave the presents here. And thank you for joining us on our wonderful day. And again, I haven't had a wedding, so I can't really, the great part of it, I can't be attacked for how shitty or how bullshit mine was. But there's something weird. It's very American, I would say, like most of our customs, where it's very transactional. It's very, like, structured, rigid, very obsessed with, like, the idea of properness. And it's like, well, you come, you show up, you don't overstay your welcome, but you don't understay it. You can't leave right away, even if you're sitting someplace for multiple hours. And there's not, there are some times, but the main point of the wedding is not to actually, like, it's not like a party. People say, oh, it's just a big party, but it's not a party, because the point of the party is not for the guests to enjoy it. It's supposedly for the bride and groom to enjoy it. Mostly it's for the bride to take pictures. Most of the time, there's quite a bit of time devoted to that. And again, there's a lot of jokes thrown in about that, and guys go, yep, no, you know what this is for, but you know, you got a happy wife, blah, blah, blah. But again, whatever. If you want to do that, fine. I would just prefer if people would take things, like, actually seriously versus well, as long as we talk about something with reverence, that means we're taking it seriously. That seems to me not be the best way to do things. It seems like that's going to lend itself to people taking things cheaply and not really, being serious about them. But who knows? Again, what do I know? But, you know, fuck that. I know everything. I'm very good at things. I'm very good at criticizing weddings in my head. This one, again, like I said, it wasn't terrible. Again, there were just things that didn't really make that much sense. It was on the second floor, up 2 flights of stairs, and there were multiple people with walkers. The only bathrooms were downstairs, and again, that's a problem for, normally if you have a walker, you also have a problem with having to go to the bathroom more than you might need to. Wasn't any booze, which I kind of appreciated, but at the same time I get annoyed at, because then everyone else stays their own annoying sober selves. Although drunk people aren't not annoying, but sober people have a certain quality of being completely unaware of how annoying they are. At least a drunk person can, although, yeah, I mean, that goes back and forth between different people. But I guess what it is I don't like other people remembering that I'm there, so I would prefer them to be hammered drunk, so then I can kind of just leave and go, oh yeah, you must have missed me. When everybody's sober, it's harder to pull off, and be like, oh yeah, I missed you I said bye, but you must not have heard me. We hugged and everything. It was great. And if everybody's fucked up, you can go like, yeah, no, I left, and just leave 30 minutes. Just kind of say your hellos, drop off the gift, and then leave. But there wasn't any booze. I saw somebody drink like 3 cans of Mountain Dew, pour it all into the same cup, and just start chugging that, because I guess the guy wanted to get buzz on something. And then he crashed about an hour later and was almost sleeping at his table, which unfortunately was what I wanted to be doing. It was just everybody at these tables. I went to the buffet, kind of serving my food was good, but the person putting out the food they like pick it up on a spoon, and I get not slapping it onto a plate because then I'm going to be retarded and I'm going to drop my plate and they get in trouble. But they take the spoon and they take another spoon, a slightly smaller spoon, they scoop off what's inside that spoon onto my plate. But then that means I get like a $50 sized dollop of potatoes, and that's like the only thing I want to eat there, or is mashed potatoes. And they know that because everything else is self-serve. The rigatoni is self-serve. The green beans are self-serve. The chicken and the mashed potatoes are not self-serve because they're cheap cunts. And not the wedding people, but I'm talking about the catering service. And it's not like, again, mashed potatoes are not expensive. A chicken is not expensive. Just give a little bit more of your money. And again, I'm talking about the catering company, which I probably have as much right to attack as the couple, but I don't feel necessarily connected to the catering company. I do feel connected to the couple a little bit. I don't want to shit on them. At least not yet, especially if for some reason anybody would ever hear this. It's not in reference to you, I swear to God. But, I mean, whatever. It was nice. I couldn't really complain about anything unless I could explain it, because if I complained about anything, it would just seem like I was an asshole, and I am. But it was an obnoxious kind of thing to do just because of a bunch of different things, and it just got very old, and it's not like I'm a positive person to have around. Nobody's like, oh, we're glad we invited you. We're so glad to have you at our wedding. You really made this whole night pop for us. I'm not that person. I'm not the one leading the crowd and just singing and clinking the glasses so they kiss and everything. I'll engage in it, but I don't do those things as like a leadership thing. I do those as completely as a follower. I just go, yeah, no, woo, cheer, woo. I clap a little bit loud on other people just to be mean, but whatever. Yeah, that was about it as far as what I've done big. Mostly just been working. I've been writing like consistently again, so that's good. But as far as what I can actually talk about, the wedding. If you're going to do things like this, I would say err more towards the side of taking either you do one or two things. Either take it completely seriously or don't take it seriously at all. But we're gonna be humorously severe doesn't really work for me. Maybe it does for you, but I think you're wrong. And that goes with other things. I think also how you're gonna treat yourself, how you're gonna represent yourself to people, because it's not good to just be. I don't particularly like people who take themselves super seriously, but I also know from personal experience it's not a good idea to just let people do whatever either and never stand up for yourself. So actually probably my point doesn't really hold any water when compared to something like that. This is why, I'm not better as a podcaster, because if I had thought about this longer, I would have been like, well, this example isn't going to help my point, but whatever, fuck you. Anyway, I'll come back to you guys again next week. I'll have to do an earlier one because I wasn't really sure what to do with this. I feel like it's been a lot longer than 2 weeks since I recorded, but it's only been it hasn't been that long. But again, please check out the sponsors. Please check out tim.town/clouds, and for eToro, please check out me and btc.com/trade. Go to them, buy some stuff, send us money, and let me get out of this hell